If you want comfort, go read a cookbook. If you want transformation, welcome to the Strange Sculpting Podcast. I'm Don Strange. We kill excuses, prioritize protein, and build discipline. Let's get to work.
Today, I'm going to bust one of the biggest fitness myths ever. It's amazing. I've heard this since I was a kid, and I'm not going to say how old I am. I'm 49 years old. I said it, but I've heard this since I was a kid. Women deal with this all the time. It's the bulky lie that I'm going to get too big and bulky. I hear it so much, and it's amazing. It's still persuasive that day. Most women are soft because they're afraid of that lie. Today, I'm going to kill that myth once and for all, and we're going to set women free. You don't have to be scared about growing a beard because you pick up a dumbbell. So before we even start this, if you know a woman who's currently running herself in the ground on a treadmill because she refuses to touch a dumbbell, or if she's afraid of eating a steak because she's going to grow a mustache, send this to her. If you like the truth, you'll love this podcast. If you don't, you won't. But please, if you like to share it. But if you like being lied to, keep scrolling. But I'm going to read from my book today. It's a 40-day fix. You can get this on Amazon. You can point to the QR code up there. Autumn, who I'm going to introduce in a minute. Right, but you can buy this. Thank you, Autumn. You can buy this book on Amazon. It's 40-day fix. It's the best. I wrote it, so it's the best book of all time as far as fitness and nutrition. But I'm going to read here from the book, page 56, The Thermal Effect of Food. Protein's secret weapon. Reading. Let's kill another lie. Protein makes you fat. No, it's actually the only macronutrient that fights fat. Here's why. Your body burns calories just to digest food. This is called the thermal effect of food. Carbs burn about 5 to 10%. Fats burn 0 to 5%. Protein burns 20 to 35%. That means if you eat 100 calories of protein, up to 35 calories are gone before your body even gets to use them. Protein literally turns into a furnace, turns your body into a furnace. Carbs and fats slide into storage. Protein builds muscle, fuels repair, and forces your metabolism to hustle even when you're standing still. If protein made you feel fat, if protein really made you fat, every bodybuilder pounding steak and eggs would look like the Michelin man. They don't. They're shredded. So today, I've got one of my favorite clients, Autumn Johnson. She's 25 years old. I love when I get to train people who are young and get to give them some of the strange wisdom I have. I don't have a lot of wisdom, but I do know about nutrition and fitness, and I can't stand all of the nonsense out there, Amber, that people hear and people believe. And so today, before I even let Autumn speak, I know you guys say, Don, please shut up. I want to hear from her. I'm going to show you what she looks like. And look what she looked like before. This is her 40-day transformation. Actually, she did the 40-day fix twice, I believe.
Yes.
So this is what's possible. Look at this photo. Okay. That's pretty impressive. I know a lot of people probably out there, Autumn, they would like to look like the before, but the people who will look like Amber before and after, that's why I always tell people whenever people say, oh, she's too thin or she whatever, everybody has a different idea of what they want to look like. And Autumn wanted to look like that. And so that's why we did it. So if you got body composition like Amber before and you want the after, keep listening. We're going to talk about what she did. And we're going to talk about what she didn't do. We're going to get right down to it. But Amber, I got a question for you. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Most women are terrified of eating meat and eating protein. They say it'll make them heavy, to put on muscle, or to put on too much muscle mass. They're afraid if you crank up the protein, they're going to grow a mustache. And they're going to get too big. What do you say to those kind of people? And what have you learned?
That is not true at all. If you keep eating snack cakes, you might get fat, but not with protein. And protein is going to keep you full longer. And you're going to be able to eat twice as much food if you eat more protein.
Yeah. If you, how much protein do you have on a daily basis? You actually do almost as much as I do.
You tell me to do around 160. I usually get a little over 200.
That's awesome. You get more protein than most men. I train a doctor friend of mine. He's a smart guy, really smart guy. I get a lot of information from him. But he told me the other day, he said, Don, you really got me convinced about the protein. He said, I said, how much you eating, Doc? Great guy. He's from New York. He's got a New York accent. He said, I'm eating about 100 grams now. I said, good job, Doc. 100 grams of protein. I said, you're eating almost as much as my bikini competitors, almost. And they weigh about $112. But you're getting there. Before that, he had like 60 or 70 grams. So another question for you. You used to eat for comfort. Everybody did. Obviously, that's the world we live in. Now you eat for fuel. How did you feel when you realized eating more protein, you actually got to eat more, but you got smaller? Was that how did that register in your mind? Were you afraid whenever you got, even on the 40-day fix, whenever you first started, were you afraid, my gosh, this is so much food, I'm going to get fat? Did you think that?
I was stuffing myself on the 40-day fix. I was not expecting that at all. Eating a taco from Taco Bell, I was happy. But then I was stuffing myself with it was 8 ounces of chicken, which isn't much to most, but it was stuffing myself. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to lose weight eating this much food, but I definitely did.
It's amazing too. But I bet, how long did it take? This isn't even a question that I have written. But whenever you start eating that way, how long did it take before you got used to it and then you were hungry? And also, did you know, so you might not have, so first answer that question.
Yes,
answer that question.
About 30 days in, I'd say, I was getting hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I started asking, like, do I have to eat chicken every day for lunch and fish every day for dinner? Yeah. I would just kind of switch it up and maybe do, twice as much, chicken twice a day. And it was seeming like more food and less calories. I just kind of had to start switching it up to make the macros fit, but change the amount of food I was eating.
Did you, I don't know if you did this or not. I tell everybody to do this. And Amber, if you know him, if you know her and her husband, they're overachievers for their age, which I love. They got a little different mindset. They're victors. I mean, they take life by the tail and they swing it themselves. But most people don't do that. So whenever you started, what question was I getting ready to ask you? My gosh, I got in the middle of my tangent. I forgot what I was going to ask. That's good. Well, let me think about this. Well, hopefully it comes back to me so I can ask you in a minute, because it was very prevalent to what we were talking about. I need to take my my pills, my memory pills, I think. I'm going to read you something else from my book here, because this is going to go right around what we're talking about. Oh, wait, this is the question. It came back. Thank God. I give everybody a treat meal twice a week on the 40-day fix. So I tell everybody Wednesday and Saturday, you get this treat meal. Did you do that or did you not? I could see you skipping it, even though I tell you not to. You did. I'm so happy. Tell me about that.
I struggled with that very much. And then I had to have you give me some treat meal recipes.
That's right.
Yes, because I was in such a mindset of I can only eat protein, got to have very little calories, not many carbs, not much fat. I was eating the same thing 5 days a week. And even on the Wednesday and Saturday, I was still eating the same thing as all the other days. I was just adding a little more to it. So it was very difficult to get out of that mindset. And I had to have you make me some pasta recipes and stuff up. So I was getting some more calories on those days.
Hey, I remember that now. I totally forgot about that, because I could see you thinking being so regimented. That's just the way they are. That's the reason why I started the conversation. They think differently. Most people don't think like that. You stuck to the 40-day fix like crazy, and you didn't want to break because something in you, you're thinking this is bad. Now, what's interesting is whenever you do the 40-day fix, you buy the book, You can click on that. You can take a picture of that QR code if you're watching on TV or on YouTube. But whenever you're doing the 40-day fix, the food is so restrictive. It's that way on purpose because we get energy macronutrients. You're going to want to break. Most people want to break. Most people won't like it. Amber is a different breed. She just wants to stick with the program. But the good news is twice a week, I give it on a Wednesday and a Saturday. That's whenever I do mine. Whenever I'm on the 40-day fix, I get a treat meal where I can have whatever I want. I always tell people it's not a Nathan hot dog eating contest. So you can't stuff yourself that full, but you get an hour window, eat whatever you want. As long as you're not, polishing off 2 cheesecakes, you're going to be in a good place. But that does 2 things. It increases leptin in your brain, in your bloodstream. So your body keeps burning fat. And then number 2, it gives you a mental break. And Amber, I mean, you did the 40-day fix twice. You eventually you need the mental break now, and you know what to do because I got you on a structured protein program for life. But after you did that, because it might have been day 20 before you ever did one, because I remember making you the cheat meals because you didn't trust yourself. That helped you a lot, though, didn't it? It really it did give you the mental break. Talk about that a little bit, and then I'm gonna read the next thing. Did you like that? And do you still like that? Right?
Eventually I did. Once I learned what macros even were, because I didn't even know when I started what macros were. I just kept agreeing with you, like, and I'd have to Google it,
That's so funny. You can ask me anything, man. That's so funny.
So once I learned, what good macros even were, then I could find foods to stay in the realm that he gave me, 1,200 calories, and on cheat days it was 1,800, but you need this much protein. Once I learned what macros even were, it got a little easier, but I felt like I was cheating myself instead of treating myself on those days. But eventually, once I understood everything, it got much easier. And, going even 100 calories over every once in a while isn't going to break you. Just don't do it again.
That's right. That's right. You get back up and you move on. People,
just because you mess up a little bit one day, it doesn't mean to lower your calories and protein and everything the next. Just get back on track.
Get back on track. Absolutely. Forgive yourself and move.
Otherwise, you'll give up.
That's right. You forgive yourself quickly. That's what. Okay. I'm going to read from the book again. I got my favorite chapter in the book, Amber, Autumn, whenever you read it, is chapter number 13, Myths That Deserve to Die. I love this because there's so many of them that are pervasive that annoy me. And today we're just talking about how working out doesn't make you bulky. Protein doesn't make you bulky. Look at the picture again. I'll show you again. That is Autumn's before and after. Not Amber. Autumn, totally different girl.
I get it every day. You call
Probably do. Do you really?
I do.
That's hilarious. I've never done that. Okay, here we go. Myth number 3. Weights make women bulky. I love this. This is so funny because this is true. Just think about it. And once again, stop real quick. Every woman needs to hear this. And so, I mean, how many women do you know that think weights and protein makes it bulky? How many do you know?
Most of them.
It's crazy. So they need to hear this. And so get ready to share it whenever you hear this. Myth number 3, weights make women bulky. This myth refuses to die, probably because everyone that has an aunt who picked up a dumbbell has suddenly developed a chiseled jawline, a push broom mustache, and a suspicious front bulge, and an upper body shaped like Johnny Bravo. The truth, she wasn't cursed by a barbell. She was on test and trend, and she was a dude. Let's be real. If it were that easy to build muscle, every guy in the gym would be walking around with 20-inch arms. Most men can't even get that bulk after years of heavy lifting and force feeding themselves steak and protein shakes. Women don't actually accidentally turn into the Hulk after a few squats. It takes years of extreme discipline, years of heavy training, and usually drugs to build that kind of size. What women actually get from lifting weights is tighter curves, stronger bones, and a metabolism that burns hotter. You don't bulk up, you shape up. Muscle just doesn't make you look more masculine. That doesn't make you look masculine. It makes you look lean, athletic, and confident. If you want curves like a European sports car, weights are the engine that builds them. No squats, no shape, just flat tires where your glutes used to be. Here's the truth. Skipping weights because you're afraid to bulk is like skipping the bank because you're afraid to get too rich. You're not going to stumble into looking like a bodybuilder. What you will stumble into if you avoid strength training is being softer, weaker, and stuck in the same body you claim you want to change. So no, ladies, weights don't make you bulky. Excuses do. Okay. My question for you is this. You are 25 years old. You're lifting heavy. You don't go in the gym and do the pastel color weights. Do you look better now than you did before?
Absolutely. Much thinner.
And you're basically almost about the same weight you were. I was looking at your weight this morning on that. You're, from the beginning to now, you haven't dropped. You're starting to peak back up there. You lost, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds, I think, somewhere around there. But now you're creeping back up, but you're building the muscle mass. And you just question, you got back hair now, just to clarify. Any back hair?
No.
No back hair? Okay.
Mm-hmm. No mustache.
No mustache. You're not shaving your face now? Okay, that's good. No chest hair?
Nope.
Good. Okay, that's amazing. I like that. So do you like the way you look after all the muscle that you've gained? And you've reshaped your body.
Oh yeah. I feel more feminine actually. Losing all the fat and toning up, getting tighter.
When your friends and family, because you got a ton of them, when you started lifting, you started eating those protein, did they try to warn you about getting too big? They go, you got to watch out. Eating all that protein, you're going to have a mustache. You're going to go to get too muscular. Do you know people that think like that?
I know many people that think like that. My family didn't say that because I just didn't tell them.
Okay, I got you. If you would have told them that you're eating, if they had seen what you're eating, would they have been afraid? You can understand that sentiment, right?
Oh, yeah. Even Adam, he's like, you eat so much food. I'm like, I know, but it's all chicken and steak. It's not bad for me.
Is Adam still doing that?
He does.
Is he still doing that? I'm going to call him. I'm tired of Adam. I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him today, and I'm going to get on him again. I've already told him, hey, leave her alone. You'll like it. If you leave her alone, she's going to be in great shape till she's 70. Shut up. Exactly. But it's amazing. It's amazing how much food you eat whenever you eat God's food in its original form. Whenever you're eating chicken breast and vegetables and fruits, you can eat a lot more. So your family did that. You do know people that think like that.
Definitely. Like on, social media, if you look something up once, it's going to pop up. Or if you talk about fitness, that's what's going to pop up on there. And that's all I see is, I don't want to start working out because I'm going to get too bulky. Like, that's not going to happen. They're just not ready to commit.
That's a fact.
And if I'm going to be big, I'd rather be big and muscular anyway than just fat. But they're not going to get muscular or big,
Question. Mm-hmm. Whenever you started working out, you already said you feel more feminine. What did it do for your confidence level? Did your confidence level go up?
Oh, tremendously. Definitely, yes.
Why do you think that happened? Do you think it's because you discipline yourself? You not only look good, but you discipline yourself. You think those were the combination? Was that the combination that made you feel better? You think, or what was it?
Yes, and I'm not bloated. My joints don't hurt. Eating right does more than just lose weight and build muscle. My face is clear now. I don't have any acne because I'm not eating all the sugary crap anymore. My joints don't hurt. I'm just healthier all around. It's not just the way you look. It's more the way you feel.
That's awesome. That is great. I'm so glad you said that because it's not just about, obviously, a lot of women want to look like you. And obviously you did. Most people are looking for aesthetic look. And that's what gets you motivated to want to start. But there's a lot of people out there that are hurting. And it's amazing. You don't have to know a lot about fitness and nutrition, if you apply the right stuff, if you do the 40-day fix like you did, how long was it before the joint started feeling better and you started as the skin cleared up? How long was it? Because it's amazing. You just do the right things. Even though I didn't tell you that would happen, it just automatically happens. Good things start happening whenever you start doing good things.
I'd say about a month in is when I really started noticing a difference. Just all around, the weight and how I feel. I think about 30 days really does. In the last 10, if you can make it the first 30, you can make it those last 10. It just kind of starts becoming your lifestyle.
Well, you did it for 80 days.
I did.
You did it for you might did it longer than that.
I would have done it longer, but you didn't want me to.
Yeah, I said no more. You're not going to do it anymore because eventually I said the 40-day fix at every chapter of the book. I say this is a quick fix. It's the fastest fix, but it's literally the foundation. So the difference between every other quick fix in the world is once you get off the diet, you're off. You don't just stop. You don't stop doing keto and you introduce carbohydrates back and you get fat. It's fact.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to relearn how to eat. You don't have to relearn to eat after you do the 40-day fix. You add to it. And that's what we did. You still eat the protein grams you did before in the 40-day fix. Now you just get to eat a lot more of other food. And that's what shaped your body. But what's interesting about that is this. I never asked you this and I totally forgot because I trained so many different people. You didn't expect your skin to clear up, did you? Did you expect that? Maybe you did. You didn't expect to feel better as far as joints. It was just a byproduct of doing the right things.
I didn't even know my joints hurt before. Or I didn't really know.
Because it was so normal.
Bloated, it was just normal. And now, once you get your body regulated and eating the same things every day, you realize what causes bloating or your joints to hurt or whatever. And it's all the junk food. It's all that fast food.
I say in the book, it's like chemical entertainment. I love Chester Cheeto. He's one of my best friends. I just don't like him on my nephew gets the cheese on his hands and puts them on my walls. That ticks me off. But that food actually it tastes good. It's actually so addicting. It's ridiculous. They'll line when I was a kid, there was a potato chip that's still out called Lay's potato chips. It's still around. Lay's potato chips. And the tagline was, I bet you just can't eat one. Yeah, because you can't. Because it's literally so full of crap. It's not just potatoes and salt. I bet I don't even know what it is, but if you look on the back of Lay's potato chip, it's got so many ingredients in there. But now you're eating real food, and real food's making you healthy, making you fit. Okay, last question for you.
Okay.
I got here. And if you could go back to the version of yourself before you met me, before you got on the 40-day fix, would you do that? If you go back to stuff and stuff. Okay.
No, not at all. I think if I would have kept on that track, I think I'd be a few 100 pounds in a few years.
Now you would. And if you could go back and tell that version of yourself what you know now, if you go back in town before you talked to me, we already knew each other by default, but what would you tell yourself? If you go back to your version of yourself, pre 40-day fix, pre strange sculpting, our conversation, our relationship, what would you tell yourself?
To start sooner. Definitely. Yeah. Or even if I wasn't strength training back then, at least eat right and fuel myself right. Definitely.
Yeah, good. So I wish I could go back and talk to myself back when I was in my early 20s, I started early. I started at 24. You started at 24 too, didn't you?
I think so. Yeah. Last year.
Wow. Who knows, man? Good grief. In 40 years, you might be writing the 41-day fix. Okay, guys, the solution exists. It's right here. This is the blueprint. This is the book. There it is right there. I'm holding it up. This is the blueprint. This is the book. You can go to my point in it.
Right there.
Go to that right there. Download the book. It'll be the best. You get the soft back. It's $17.76. I love America, so I made it $17.76. So the deal is you can get that there. It'll be the best money you ever spent. But if you want the body you've always dreamed of, get the book. You can have the body you want, but you can't have the potato chips and the snacks and all the stuff that you want all the time and expect good results. Get the book. I'm going to put the link in the show notes below. Now, I'm also got in the show notes below. I've got my social media stuff you guys can click on, but make sure you like it, share it, subscribe, please. If this helps you, if you know a woman that's afraid she's going to grow a mustache, if she does some dumbbell curls, please send this to her. It'll help her. Thank you guys for listening. And I started calling you Amber, but you're Autumn. I've known you for years and I still want to call you Amber. Never did that before, but I think I'll have you back on the podcast in a couple months. What'd you say?
I said you do sometimes.
Do I really?
Yeah, I just never correct you.
Oh, that's hysterically funny. Okay. All right, guys.
Stop thinking and start doing. Information without execution is just entertainment. You have the truth. Now go do the work. Your body isn't lazy. Your excuses are. Get the tools you need at strangesculpting.com.